It's October the 30th. I'm out at the farm and decided to start training a little bit. Wife and I are leaving, I think, November the 30th to head down to New Zealand. And so, going to Rotorua and to, I can't pronounce it, Watiki. I know the McDonald family runs that show. But, so I'm primarily going to be chopping and sawing. I'm not going to be doing much chainsawing other than cutting up trees and stuff. But, by way of update, I'm down to 247, which is the lowest I've been. I think I got down to 240 during COVID, but then I ate myself back up to 280 at some point. So that's a big step. And I'm just trying to get used to the lighter body weight. Hopefully this will improve my fitness. Doing fasted cardio every day, extremely important to do that. It's part of the life. Beyond the fasted cardio, drinking 2 to 3 shakes, having 2 high protein, low carb, good mono and polyunsaturated fat diet foods for 2 meals a day. Sometimes I'll have a 5th meal, but normally my calories are running anywhere from 2,500 to 2,700 calories a day. I found that if I up it to 3,000 at least 1 or 2 days a week, that I'm actually able to sustain losing a pound a week. And so it's been a battle. This is by far the most difficult thing that I've ever had to do in my life, and I'm maximizing it the best I can. But the fasted cardio, I've had recent blood work and everything was in range. A couple liver enzymes were slightly elevated, ALT and AST, and that's more of a function of having non-alcoholic fatty liver disease from overeating calories for 50 plus years and having a shitty diet. And so it's going to take years for me to recover that thing. But all that being said, it's like all my sessions, I begin with single buck because I believe it's really good to get the body warmed up. I've already had about 6 hours of setting, typing, and because I had a bunch of reports. Had a crazy Jerry Springer hearing yesterday that required a lot of thought. It's very exhausting. I'm dealing with a very difficult attorney on the other side. And so as a result, I've got to play the proverbial 4D chess. And it's what I do for a living. So yeah, I play 4D chess. People always think about the stuff that I say because there's a lot of levels to it, and it's because of the work that I do. Yes, I use methylene blue. Transcriptions is what I'm trying right now. I'm probably going to switch to some modern aminos after this. I don't like looking at having the blue teeth and the blue mouth and the blue tongue. Stuff does work. It's amazing, frankly. The mental sharpness, clarity, it's a nootropic is what it's called. However, it also works on the mitochondrial biogenesis, which basically means it helps it become newer or whatever. I'm freaking old, can't get past that. Anyway, so moving on to the single and what I'm going to be working on here. Frankly, the first cut is just going to be getting the cobwebs out because I am tired after sitting. Been a difficult hearing yesterday, and as a result, so today is more about just, hey, let's see what the old body still got this stuff in it. Oh, I hate that damn raker. With the single buck, man, that blue crap has gotten everywhere. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of distracting. I got to get this off my lip. But in any event, I got to get a better training saw because this thing's not cutting it. There's a raker probably a third of the way back. So on the pull stroke and the small wood, it really hits it hard. And I can adapt to it a little bit. I can back up from the log. Instead of being 16 inches from the log, I'd be 20 inches from the log. But still yet, when I get to the bottom of the log and I'm really extending, trying to punch that wood off, is when I have the problem with this saw. So I'll probably, when I get through this 18-inch wood, I will switch to a fresher 16-inch log and use one of my better saws before I go on a trip. In Roto-Rooter, we're cutting 18-inch radiata. And if it's good wood, you know, the saw should be fine. Oh, that was more a function of I was not wanting to feel that on my back and shit, pulling that damn nasty raker on the pull stroke. Oh, this Smurf look is not good. Yeah, I'm going to get through this crap and switch to the pills. In 2017, I blew out my left rotator cuff. And I lost all the height in my downswing, which hasn't come back as of yet. So over the course of this winter and leading through all the travels that I have ahead of me, which includes New Zealand, Austria, and Australia, I am going to get my downswing back. And so that's going to be my priority right now, is to get my long swing back, because I've shortened it quite a bit. And it may be because of age, mobility, whatever, because I was chubby, my gut was in the way. Well, my gut's not in the way anymore, frankly. And so let's see what I can do. You know, mainly just getting my hands up high and having a nice, swooping, pretty downswing like I used to have. Okay, so I've had a recent DEXA scan. Turns out I have bone hardness in the 99th percentile, which was a 5.85 t-value minus or plus 5.5 t-value, which means I'm 5.5 standard deviations away from the mean. So yeah, I got good bones. That's about it. I also had, part of the DEXA scan was I had a fat analysis, and I ended up having 24% body fat, and that includes everything. And so is what it is. I have a Hume scale that does the body fat analysis, and I'm around 17%. I have visible abs, and I think somewhere in between those two is accurate. It's all just a frame of reference. But now that I know how to get the fat analysis on a DEXA scan, I'm going to continue with that. I probably won't be able to do that continuously because the insurance won't pay for it. But it's good standing block. One of the things I want to work on is keeping my near wood from closing out. And to do that, I've had my arm elbow shaped like this, and I need to have it out from my body a bit more. And so in addition to working on getting that nice and tall downswing, not only on the opening blows, but also with the subsequent down hits, I'm going to really try and hold that near wood open. So I picked that up from watching Dale Beams, because he does it so beautifully. You know, he's got one of the best swings, even at 60 years old now. He's still a championship level cutter in a standing block. And I like to think that at 56, going on 57, that I am too, because I can still make championship finals, at least over here. There's no way in hell I can make them over in Oz, but who knows? Maybe the weight loss will change my journey. Freaking not going to get much benefit from cutting this Shockwave wood. So what this wood is my old tulip poplar springboard poles that I never cut because, let's be honest, I'm a bitch. And so, yeah, right now we're just having a little bit of fun with this. So I'm cutting it to get rid of it. I've got 10 or 15 oak trees that that have been down for about a year or two. So the bark will come off of them pretty good down at my hunting camp. And so that'll be 2 to 3 dump trailer loads once I get it. So yeah, that's going to take some freaking effort. And so, yeah, I'll have plenty of wood to train on once I get back from New Zealand. That is definitely a tree formerly known as tulip poplar. Just like the crap they cut over at the World Championships, frankly. Falls apart. There's no sense in training on this shit, but I got to get rid of the wood. So these ones that I've cut the outside off of, that's fine. I'm going to cut an underhand here in a second, and it's one that I've actually didn't have that luxury. I just left it whole because it was far enough down in the pile. So it should have a lot more goof to it, hopefully, maybe. If not, well, just gonna have to wait to get the hardwood. Okay, so the following logs really don't have that stuff removed from the outside, so should be bitch to get into. And with the underhand, what I'm working on is making sure I have my scarfs lined up. And to do that, I have to not, as Gerald says, dogleg my top. In other words, having it run in too far. So all I'm working on here is maintaining the integrity of my top hits. So that's what I'm primarily focusing on. And it's just how I hit the log. And swing is okay. Swing is what it is. Mechanics are what the mechanics are. I had a great year cutting underhands. I won a lot of underhands this summer. So take that for what it's worth. And so now it's about making sure I can get these damn hardwood logs off, even though it's not really going to be hardwood, even though radiata is technically hardwood. At least some of the stuff that I've cut. Can be hard, can be soft, just don't know. This is going to take a while. Lots of hits in this log. Now this is just like good proper radiata. and muscle holler. If a wedge comes out or if you hear a tink, I never pin my training axes because I use all of these handles in my new axes for the year. That log is all there. That's what proper aged tulip poplar is supposed to cut like, not the shockwave shit that I've been cutting in standing blocks. So I've got 15 or 20 of those cunts, for lack of a better term. And yeah, life's going to be interesting the next 3 or 4 sessions because that's going to kill me. So right now I'm going to run chip lines on that son of a bitch because, yeah, and what I'm going to work on here is, I don't know if you know, y'all noticed in the previous video, I was trying to get my arms straight at the top of the swing. Basically what that means, I'm bending over too much with the swing itself. And frankly, if you don't hit the log with straight arms, you're losing a lot of your power. And so I'm trying to make sure that I strike the log with straight arms. And so that's what these chip lines are going to be for, is ensuring that my arms are straight. I'm going to try and include in the video, you know, where I'm going with that. So this is a training thing that needs to be done, especially on harder wood. Well, chips are in the back of the gator. I got 2 logs set up. I'm going to clean up the saw. Frankly, that's enough for today. This is the first session back, so probably come out on Saturday or Sunday. I think the WVU kids might be coming. Not sure yet. We'll find out. But yeah, tomorrow will be a upper body strength day in addition to doing my regular fasted cardio and finishing out the month strong with nice billable hours. Anyway, everyone have a great day.